How does it help people adapt as people? What does it help people what's the purpose of it for them?
Well, I think the purpose of Freedo is to help people live the life that they choose. You know, some people believe that they can't change things in life, or they're trapped, you know, or they'll never change, they were born that way, you know, with a certain personality. But what Freedo enables people to realise is they've actually got more control over their life, they've got more control over how they feel, how they think, and how they respond to everything in their life. You know, that's why it's great for even curing yourself of ailments or phobias. You know, phobias we've seen many people cured because they've suddenly realised that they can control the way they respond physically, mentally and emotionally to anything that's going on around them. So that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yes, perfect.
And can anyone be involved in it? Can anyone do it? Can anyone use it?
Well, the beauty with Freedo, in my experience, is that anybody can do it. Anybody. Any age, any gender, any physical ability. You know, old people who can't walk. You know, young people who can't talk. You know, whether you're deaf, whether you're blind. It can be used for anybody.
Yeah, because it's about showing people that there's no limitations. Once you understand the basic concept of Freedo, you'll realise that there's no limitations, and realise that the limitations are only what we agree upon. And that's using that term, and because sometimes people don't even know what they agree upon. Yeah, we're here to show you that how to change your agreement. And if it's something you want to do, there's no reason why you can't do it. Yeah, so basically that's what we're here for, is to direct and guide and teach. And one of our basic principles is to get everyone that comes to the classes to teach. Because when you teach, you begin to understand exactly what's going on. Okay? So,
What sort of skills or personality traits does a person need to have to practice it?
Well, again, as we've said before, anybody can do Freedo, anybody can practice it. There's no rules, there's no test, or there's no qualification you need to do Freedo.
But as a person, what type of person do they need to be?
it could be anyone off the street. Anyone that wants to change, anyone that wants to, even someone wants to just maybe so an example would be, say like someone wants to learn to be an artist better, just using it as a simple example, and they can't understand how comes they can't be an artist or whatever. What we can do is show people what's actually blocking them for themselves, not for no one else, but they'll be able to unblock themselves with the techniques that we're giving them and do exactly what they want to. So it could be, I've done a pilot scheme with some people who had psychiatric problems, and the pilot scheme went perfect because people begin to understand from where they were at their viewpoint. They operated from what was happening to them at the time, and therefore they was able to communicate to that situation from exactly where they were. So it doesn't really matter what level a person comes in, what degree the person is in, yeah, how in conflict they're in. Doesn't matter. What it matters is, if a person walks through our doors, then they can be helped, basically.
So like Bob was saying, the kind of person who would want to come in is actually everybody, anybody. People who want to develop in their careers, people who want to develop in their relationships, people who want to free themselves of discomfort, in an area of their life. Maybe they're in pain, maybe they have a phobia, maybe they have an ailment, an allergy. Maybe they just want to do it for fun. It doesn't matter whatever reason somebody comes into Freedo, is they'll get something from it.
Would you say a certain amount of spirituality or personal belief is needed?
No, 100% not.
100% no.
There's no belief that's needed. I think all that people need to do
To come through the door.
is get their legs and walk through the door.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they'll see for themselves.
Yeah.
It's not for us to say this person or that person, it's for every person, but they've got to see that for themselves. So just, you know, when people come through the door and they do Freedo, they'll find out something for themselves.
Because basically we're saying to them, we're communicating from the level that the person's at. We're showing the person that we can reach the communication that they're at, and they then themselves recognize and realize, yes, I understand this, because it's so simple. And we're not trying to fly over their heads. We're just trying to say, you can do it. You don't have to wait 20 years, 30 years to understand it. You can do it straight away. As soon as you walk through those doors, you can do it. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely right.
Absolutely.
Okay, and finally, how has it helped you develop as people since you started 20 years ago? What's changed about your personalities?
Well, it's been amazing. You know, not all the time, because we're on a journey ourselves. So we're not saying we're kind of gurus or teachers above anybody else. You know, we're just normal human beings. But I would say some particular experiences have been amazing. You know, when you're in the flow, and you know when you're in the flow, every person has moments in their life when they're flowing. Things go perfectly for them. You know, the right job comes along, or they meet the right person, or they end up going somewhere and being exactly where they need to be. And that is in the flow. That is when you're in freedom. And what we're doing is we're noticing that on a more conscious level. You know, when we're applying these techniques and we're in these practices and we're exercising them, we're noticing more of those moments happening. And suddenly when we're in that flow, things start to happen beautifully in your life. So I would say things just are gradually getting better and better and better, you know, all the time.
Yeah, because as Gary was saying, that basically we are teachers, yeah, and we understand that the art of teaching is about communication, and communication from a level that people can understand. And our communication has definitely improved, because we're not just talking about communication from human to human. We're talking about communication expanding all over the 8 dynamics. We're talking about communication with your environment. We're talking about communication with your emotions. We're talking about communication with the animal and the plant life. We're talking about communication on things that people just look at and read about. And we got all those levels already set up in our freedom quest journey. We've got all of these. So basically, we're saying that it's just about personally learning to communicate better. And yes, we have developed, and we have improved our communication. I have improved my communication. I know that Gary has improved his communication with our entire environment on all 8 dynamics. We have improved that, I would say, at least, I wouldn't say 100%, but I would say at least 75%. Because then we've got better communication and better understanding. And that's why the freedom course is so simple, because we understand it better, and better communication. And it helped us to develop. We have developed a hell of a lot.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add, or is that everything?
I think people, Freedo, it's so vast, you know, it's so big. It's very, very difficult to label it or to box it into an area. Freedo is for everything, everybody. Like I said at the beginning, is to be free of anything that's holding them back in life. Anything, whatever that is. And it's to also help them develop their life, develop their abilities, and develop the quality of life, you know, for themselves. And I would say that's what Freedo is all about for me.
And to just to cap off, what we're gonna do, me and Gary's just gonna, to show you the simplicity of it, we're just gonna do a simple demonstration on the floor, yeah, using any bit of bric-a-brac, just to show the people the concept and then the simplicity of what we're talking about. We're gonna do a physical demonstration. Okay.